Hi guys, it's Max here with dartsreviews.tv in association with dartsplanet.tv. We've got something really interesting for you today. We've got some Loxley darts, but they're not just players darts. Yes, these are John Part player darts, and they're not just normal darts. They are 30th anniversary special edition to 250 sets. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. It's nice to get limited edition sets, and for a player as unanimous as sort of like John Part, who's been around for a while, I think it's about time he had a set to celebrate that. What we'll do is we'll go and head on over to the table, get these out, and we'll have a closer look. Okay, so we're over at the table with these Loxley darts. We got the John Part 30th anniversary. Lovely sort of looking case here, the black on red, got the maple leaves up here, showing that they are limited edition to only 250 sets, which makes them a lot more desirable. Nice image here of John Part and the window showing the dart inside. Over on the back shows some information about John Part, obviously some of his competitions he's won, and some follow us information there from Loxley for all of their medias. Barcode and another image of John Part. So let's get the darts out, have a closer look. The case, obviously the holder is EVA foam, it's quite sturdy, it's doing what it needs to, it's holding all the darts into place. You've got the flights there with the maple leaf and Loxley written on, and the darts themselves, these anniversary edition, look really striking with the red on black. So let's have a closer look at one. We have a standard sort of point that Loxley like to use, which is the black coated point. I do like having these, they do grip the board a little bit better than the silver, so it's nice to have that included. Then we have this tapered nose, starting off with a single black ring going into the red and black, which has the lateral grooves, going up to the wider point here, and then we have an ever so slight taper for the whole length of the red and black rings, and then a slightly more angled taper where you have the smooth rings at the back going into the gold Loxley logo, and then obviously a standard Loxley stem. The taper itself is not overstated on the red and black, so it doesn't give you a massive push point, but I'm liking the feel of the width of this. The grooves themselves, they look square cut at the top but rounded actually in the groove. The lateral grooves themselves are slightly rounded in the groove and squared up at the top. My thumb's not catching on any of the edges, so it's not too square cut, thankfully, so it doesn't give an over grippy section. The lateral grooves do add a nice element. I can feel it with my finger there, and I have quite hard fingers, so it doesn't go into small grooves too well. And then on the slightly extra tapered section at the back, you've got the smoother rings without the lateral grooves, and again adds another sort of like push element and a different feel to the main grip. I'd say that grip is 2/3 of the length of the barrel, and then obviously you have 4 of the smoother rings at the back. Measurements on this, we got the 25 gram, it is 50.8 millimeters in length and 6.75 millimeters at the widest point. With the taper, obviously you do get better grouping when you have a slightly wider dart, but 6.75, that's not too wide at all. You can get a decent group in there in your treble, or even in your double if you're trying to show off, I suppose. But yeah, looking forward to giving these a throw. I do like a dart with a push point. This isn't that predominant, but I think I should be quite well. So let's head on over to the board, have a throw. Okay, so we're over in the dart room with some Loxley darts. We've got the John Part 30th anniversary edition. Really nice looking dart, black and red, always works really well together, and obviously you got a nice shape to it as well, sort of like almost like a torpedo. I'm going to have a couple of throws so I can get used to them before going into our practice routine, so let's see how we get on. Oh, that went a little bit wide, fingers a little bit stiffy on this one. It's a 75, but a lot of wobble through the air. Need to make an adjustment. Oh, Very tight grouping, but still a little bit right. I think I know what I'm doing wrong here. I'm sort of holding a little bit too softly. I think I need to grip this a little bit harder so I can get my fingers into the grooves a bit more. So let's go into our 201 practice routine. Game on. Nice steady 60. We're making the adjustment. 141 left to get. And a nice steady ton. There we go. 41 left to get. And in 2 darts. There we go. Started off a little bit slippery. After I sort of like gripped it a little bit more, we made the adjustment and we got it in there. So yeah, let's go have a final thought. Well, I think I could have done a little bit better. The dart itself felt really, really nice. I did like the lateral grooves. It added a little bit extra. And I think it was just about the right sort of grip level for me. And talking of grip level, I'm going to give it a 1.5. If it wasn't for that lateral groove, I reckon it would have been lower. The grooves for the rings and that weren't that deep. My fingers didn't seep into them well. But that lateral groove really did sort of like help give a consistent throw and release, and it sort of like adds that extra element so it feels grippier than it really is. The weights that it comes in are 23 and 25 grams. Not a massive range, but again, it's sort of like a limited edition 250 sets, so they can't exactly broaden the weights and get loads out there because they want to keep it so it's quite a unique dart and not everyone's going to have them. Price point is going to surprise you. It's only £63.95. That's about average for a player's dart. But these are 95% tungsten and they're limited edition. They're 30th anniversary. There's a lot going on here for that price, so that's a fantastic price point. If you've got any questions or anything, or you've got any comments, head on down into the section below. Let us know. I try and answer your questions as soon as I can. I have been away from the screen for a little while for other reasons, but I'm coming back on now and I'm getting through them one by one. Make sure you head on over to dartsreviews.tv and dartsplanet.tv. Whether you got 5 minutes or half an hour, there's something for everyone there, and you might even get really engrossed and end up spending hours and hours. You never know. Make sure you tick subscribe and tick the notification bell. We've got stuff coming up in the future, not just reviews, but there's other stuff as well. And there isn't just darts. We do shirts, cases, dartboards, everything. And maybe there's something that you've really been looking forward to, or a new release that you're thinking, oh, that's just what I want to look at. And as always, come back, check us out again soon. Bye.